Hey everyone, welcome back to another SpinSucks Ask Me Anything. I am Jenny Dietrich. This week's question is a good one on account-based marketing, one of my favorite newest topics. The question is, we do a lot of account-based marketing for our clients via LinkedIn. We can't help but feel our strategies are a bit outdated and are coming off as annoying to prospects. Does anyone have any ABM resources to share or experience with ABM adjustments post-COVID? Thanks. So I would say that doing ABM marketing, account-based marketing, that doesn't make sense, account-based marketing, doing account-based marketing via LinkedIn is the first step. We use Sales Navigator to find the prospects. And usually what we do when we're doing this for clients is we ask for a list of between 50 and 200 companies that they want to work with. And this is really hard work for them. You would think it'd be easy. It's not. So what we do is we start with, let's try, and it depends on the client, of course. If it's an agency, you wouldn't want to start with 50 companies because that's too much for an agency to handle. What if you got 25 of them all at once? That would be terrible. Good problem to have, but still a problem. So what we do is depending on who it is, we say, okay, let's start with 50 companies. We need you and your sales team to sit down and list out 50 companies. And then we go into Sales Navigator and we find the right titles, the right decision-making, the right, if we can tell if they have the right budget to spend, title, decision-making power, budget. I feel like there's a fourth one. Anyway, that's what we look like. And we pull those in. And then what we do is because we don't want to violate GDPR or anything like that, we never add those contacts to an email list. We have the sales team or the executive team or whoever it is, we split the list up and we say, and we give them content. And we say, you want to individually email 5 people every day. And this is what you're going to do. And so we invite them to a webinar. We may invite them to download some content. But it's really specific to them. And usually what happens is there's between 5 and 10 or 5 or 10 people at one organization. So let's take, for instance, Amazon, which is a target for a client. And they actually have 20 people that would be targets in for this client. And we have the sales team, individually email each of them and invite them to a webinar. And the webinar was only for Amazon. It wasn't for anybody else. We didn't invite anybody else. It was really specific to Amazon, to what they're doing. And from there, because they registered for or attended the webinar, they then opted in and we could add them to email. So we use that big piece of content, and then we use lead nurturing to kind of get them through the process. And for this client, we did a 10 email process. So once they attended the webinar or registered for the webinar, and they may not have necessarily attended, we sent them the recording, and then we sent them and then they automatically go into the lead nurturing. Then we sent them a video to watch, which was really short. And it was kind of an extension of what we had talked about in the webinar. Then we sent them a white paper download, and we base it all on their activity. So if they watch the video, not just open and click, but they actually watch the video, then they got the white paper. If they download the white paper and we can tell that they've gotten at least 50% of the way through it, then they got something else. So we trigger it based on that. And we get them all the way through the process. And at the end is a sales call or a demo. And so right now, I actually just look at these stats. We found that there were actually, by the time it was all said and done, there were 121 contacts that fit into this specific marketing program by the time we were finished, not just at Amazon, but the whole thing. That had gone all the way through the process, which is fantastic. And 121 contacts, I think it was, I want to say 15 companies. So not many, not large, not a lot of companies, 121 contacts. Of the 121, 50%, so it was like 63 people actually asked for a demo. And then what we did is we bundled the people from the companies, the same companies. So we said to them, hey, listen, your colleagues so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so have also asked for this, so let's do it together. And so they all got on a Zoom together with the sales team and they got their demo. Of the 63 people, we had about a 25% conversion rate. And because it's a really expensive product, it was really effective. So we're using sort of the idea of using LinkedIn Sales Navigator to find the people that we want. We're using individual emailing and relationship building to get them to attend or download a big piece of content. And then based on their engagement and activity, they get a lead nurturing campaign that's really specific to them and their organization. And then we couple them all together at the end and we say, we're doing we call it a webinar. It's not, it's a sales demo, but we're doing a webinar for you and these 4 colleagues. Here are some times that we have available. They feel like it's really specific to them. It's as if we were like back in the day when we would go to the big box stores and sit down with the buyers. It's that same kind of idea, and it converts really high. You have to have the sales team involved for sure. And the executive team has to be involved. You can't do this as your own little marketing silo kind of thing, but it works really well. So those are some ideas for you. Andy Cristodina also wrote a really good blog post, I think, called, and I'll link to it in the show notes, account-based content marketing in 9 steps, or ABM for content marketers. And he essentially says the same thing. Use your research tools, use your CRM, and use conversation to build your ABM. So there you go. If you have questions for us, the best place to do it is in the fabulous and free SpinSucks community. You can find us at spinsucks.com/spin-sucks-community. That's spinsucks.com/spin-sucks-community. I'll see you next week. Bye.